Jenkins home directory. So here one thing is whenever we installed Jenkins, right? So by default one Jenkins user will be created. Okay. So we can switch to Jenkins user also. Okay. By using su-jenkins command, we can switch to Jenkins user. If you want to set the password for the Jenkins, we can set the password also. Okay. So now, so if you switch to Jenkins user, su-jenkins, you see, we are able to log in as a Jenkins because Jenkins user we didn't create it. Okay, so actually what happened is, so when we install Jenkins, right, by default, Jenkins user will be created. Now check the current working directory. You see, we are under Jenkins home directory. Okay, so valid Jenkins is the Jenkins home directory. Okay, as we logged in with the Jenkins user, so by default we will be with the user home directory. Okay, so that is the reason. So now we are in the valid Jenkins. Okay, and here, so if I want to set the password, right, I can set the password of the Jenkins user also. So passwd, so Jenkins. This is the command, right? So try to set the password for Jenkins. Jenkins user, and here, so I'm giving the password as Jenkins only. Okay, so password updated successfully. Okay, so updated as Jenkins user password successfully. Now, so go to the so here go to the Jenkins UI, connected to the Jenkins UI. So we need public IP address, right? Colon default port of the Jenkins, that is 8080. So try to access Jenkins UI. Okay, login with the admin credentials. So as of now, we created only one project, right? So the details we can see from the Jenkins home directory. So cd where live Jenkins. So here you can see jobs directory and workspace directory. So go to the jobs directory. So under jobs directory, you can see the project details. Okay. So similarly, you go to the workspace directory. So cd workspace. So under workspace directory, you can see the project. So we have only one project, right? So under workspace directory, once we build the project, the workspace will be created for that particular project. Okay. So now here, as of now, we have only one project. Okay. So now, if you want to change the configuration of the project, what we have to do? So try to access the project, click on the project. So now what we are doing is we are trying to add some more commands. So we have given some simple commands, right? Similarly, I want to change my commands. So if I want to do the any configuration changes, so we have to go to the project and you can see configure. On the left side, you can see configure option. Click on configure. Okay, now go to the execute shell. So here we have given these commands, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to, so here I'm removing this and I'm adding this uh, PWD here, and once I got the information current working directory, so I'm trying to create one directory mkdir. Okay, so I'm trying to create one directory with the name, so directory one, this is the directory name I'm giving. And after this, once I created directory, again I'm trying to move to the directory one, I'm trying to move to the directory one, and then so again I'm checking the current working directory. So these operations I'm trying to perform now. Okay, so you are getting right. So these comments we already saw. So ls we have made date pwd. Okay, so after that, so pwd, what this pwd will show, it will show the current working directory. Okay, so in the current working directory we are trying to create one new directory with the name directory1. So after creating the directory, we are trying to change the directory to the directory1. Again we are trying to check the current working directory. Okay, so these things we are trying to do here. Okay, so apply the changes, apply, save. So as of now, we have only one build, right? So we can see build history also for that particular project. So now what we are doing is we are going for the second build. Now you can see the build history here. Build number one. You can see one here. Okay, on the left bottom one. So this one represent build number one. Okay. So if we do second build, we'll get the build number two also. And so now go for the second build. So you can see build now option, right? Click on build now. So we see second build also completed. Okay, so second build also completed. It is successfully completed. So click on this green tick mark. So we can access the console output of that particular project for the particular build. Okay, so the console output will have all the details. So what are the commands we have given, right? The details it will provide. Okay, so if we face any failures, the reason for failure also we can see from the console output. So this is the console output. Mhm. Okay, so this is the console output we have. So we used ls command, nothing is there. So you can see workspace. This is the workspace. So valid Jenkins workspace, my project one. This is the workspace. So after that, under my project one, when we check ls, nothing is there. After that, we check who am I. So we are executing every command with Jenkins user, and we are getting the timestamp. So now we are getting the current working directory. So after that, we created a directory one. Okay, and we changed our directory to directory one. Then when we check current working directory, it is showing directory one. So where lib Jenkins workspace my project one and directory one, it is showing directory one. Okay, so now the same thing we can see from the server also. Now go to the Jenkins server. So where this will be available? So this will be available under workspace, right? Where we created our directory one. So directory one we created under my project one. Under workspace, under my project one, we created directory one. Okay. So now go to the workspace and go to the my project one. So we are under Varlib Jenkins workspace, and you can see here my project one. Go to the my project one, and under my project one, you can see directory one. So who created this directory one? So check ls-ltr. You see who created this directory one? Jenkins created this directory one. Okay. So Jenkins created this directory one. That is the reason why. So for directory one, Jenkins is the owner. Jenkins is the primary key. Okay. So now how we got this directory one? So from UI, from Jenkins UI, we created directory one. Okay, from Jenkins UI, we created directory one. Okay, So in this way, so what are the operations we are performing on the Jenkins UI, right? So the same will be reflected on the Jenkins server also. Okay. And you can see the configuration changes also here. If you go to the jobs folder, so go to the jobs folder and you can see the configuration changes also. So here, go to the jobs directory. So go to the jobs directory. Under jobs directory, we have my project one. So go to my project one. So under my project one, you can see config.xml file. So cat config.xml file. So you can see what are the commands we have given, right? So we have given ls, my date, so present working directory, mkdir, cd, pwd. So all the commands, what are the commands we have given, right? So everything will be reflected on the config.xml file. Okay. So now we have two builds, right? Both the builds got successfully executed. Both the builds are success. And now you can see the history also here, overall summary. So here the last build is successfully executed. So here 100% stability is 100%, means we don't have any failure for our project. And last success, so 2 minutes 55 seconds ago, the second build successfully executed. Okay, so duration it has taken 0.15 seconds to complete the build. So these details we are getting now. So now go to the project. So now what I'm doing is I have two builds, right? I'm not going to do any configuration changes, just I'm going for the new build. I'm going to trigger the new build again, check whether it will be executed successfully or not. Okay. So I have two builds. I have two builds. Now, without changing the configuration of the file. So what is the configuration we have? So if you see the commands, what are the commands we have given, right? That commands I'm not going to change. So here, these are the commands I have. I'm not going to change these commands. So these are the commands I have. So without changing these commands, I'm going to trigger one more build. I'm trying to trigger one more build. Okay, so apply, save. So try to trigger the build. Okay, so we have two builds, right? I'm going for the third build without changing the existing commands. So check whether it will be successfully executed or not. I triggered third build. Mm, so a third build got failed. Okay, third build got failed. So what is the reason here? How can you check the reason for the failure? So click on this red cross mark. So go to the console output. You see, so you can see console output here. It is a failure. Red cross represent it is a failed build. Okay. So here you can see the reason for failure. So mkdir cannot create a directory dir1. Okay. So cannot create a directory dir1 because it is already exists. File exists. Okay. File already exists. So that is the reason why our build got failed. Okay, so what we did is third time that with the third build, we are trying to execute the same commands. In this command, you can see mkdir. We are trying to create the directory one which is already available. Okay, so we are trying to create the directory one which is already available. So that is the problem here. Okay, so as the directory is already available, we cannot create the same directory again. Okay, so that is the reason why our build got failed. Our build got failed. So cannot create a directory dir1 file exists. Okay, file is already there. As the file is already available, we cannot create the same directory again. That is the problem here. Okay. So in this way, whenever we saw the failures, so we can check that failures, the reason for failures from the console output. Okay. Now, if we need a successful build, what we have to do? If we need successful build, what we have to do? So any doubts here? Any confusion?
Yes, sir. One confusion, which is if we are adding any of the codes, then we need to do it directly from the Jenkins and not from the server, right? Or it
Yes.
can be done from both the places.
We can do from both the ways. Okay, this is a very simple project. So whatever we are seeing, right, we can perform from server as well as UI, but in real time. So through the server, performing through the server is not that much of easy. Okay, so UI will be very much convenient. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll see in the coming classes. So we'll see
Hmm.
the other projects also.
Sure.
Okay. So now, if I want the successful build for this project, so what I have to do is I have to change the configuration of the project. What are the commands we have, right? So due to one of the command, it is failing, right? Already directory one is available, but I'm trying to create the same directory. That is the reason it is getting failed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the directory name. If I change the directory name, then it will be successfully executed. Okay, so try to change the directory name. I am giving directory name as directory2. So apply the changes, save the changes. So that's it. Okay, now go for the fourth build. Go for the fourth build. Check whether the build will be successfully executed or not. Okay, so we have three builds. Third build is failure, and go for the fourth build now. So I triggered fourth build. Fourth build is successfully executed now. Okay, so without any issues, because there is no issue, right? In the given commands. Directory 2, we are trying to create directory 2, which is a new directory. Okay. So now we can see the dashboard. So in the dashboard, the failure build also we can see. So you see, what is the health condition here? Build stability is a 75%. Earlier we are getting 100% build stability. Now the build stability is 75% because out of 4 builds, one build got failed. One build got failed. That is the reason why the build stability is 75% only. Okay. And you can see last success build is fourth build is the last success build, and it happened before 16 seconds. Last failure build is a third build is the last failure build. It happened before for 4 minutes 22 seconds, and the duration for the last successful build it has taken is 43 milliseconds. Okay, so this is how we can create the simple projects and we can trigger the projects. Okay, now so actually what we have to do is once we have code in our SCM repository, so if we want to work onto the code onto the code whatever we have on the SCM repository, so what we have to do is we have to pull that code into our Jenkins server. Okay, so in the real time what will happen is, so we'll have code. Okay, so code will be available in the SCM repository. Let us consider. So I have code in my SCM repository. Okay, so this is the SCM repository. Let us consider. So like GitHub, SCM is nothing but GitHub. Okay, so just consider this is the GitHub repo. So from SCM repository, what I have to do, I have to pull my code into the Jenkins server if I want to work onto this code. Okay, so once we have code in our SCM repository, so with the help of the Jenkins, we have to pull this code. We have to pull this code. Okay, So the process of pulling the code from the SCM tool to the Jenkins server, we are calling as the Git checkout, as we are using GitHub as a SCM tool. Okay, so I am calling this process as the Git checkout. What is this Git checkout? What is the meaning of Git checkout? Git checkout is the process of getting the code, source code from the GitHub repository to the Jenkins server. Okay, this process we are calling as the Git checkout. So first of all, if we want to work on to the source code, what we have to do is we have to create one project with the name Git checkout. We have to create the Git checkout project. So what this Git checkout project will do? So this Git checkout project will pull the code from SCM repository to the Jenkins server. That is the thing this Git checkout is doing. Okay, so once we got the code into our SCM, that is into our Jenkins, then we can perform the other activities like compilation, testing. So other activities we can perform. So if you want to perform other activities like compilation, testing, packaging, so first of all we have to get the code from our SCM repository to the Jenkins server. This process we are calling as the Git checkout. Okay, so Git checkout is the process of pulling the code from SCM repository to the Jenkins server. Okay, now try to create one Git checkout project. So with this project, what we are going to do? So try to create one Git checkout project. So I'm going for the new project. So here the project name I'm giving as so Git checkout, Git checkout. Today's date I'm giving 1306. Okay, so git checkout 1306, and the type of the project, as of now we are going with freestyle project only. So we'll discuss remaining projects in the coming sessions. Okay, so as of now we are going with the freestyle project only. Then click on okay. So here what this project is going to do. So with this job we are trying to pull the code from our SCM repository to the Jenkins server. That is the action we need here. Okay, so now once we have the project, right? So now um, go to the jobs directory here. So go to the jobs directory. So ls, you see git checkout project got created, folder with the name. So who created this? By default Jenkins created. We are not going to create anything under jobs directory. Okay, so whenever we create a new project with the project name, one folder will be created under jobs directory. Okay, so now you can access this git checkout, and I can see whatever we have here. So we have config.xml file. So still we didn't perform any configuration changes, so nothing will be there under config.xml file. Okay, similarly go to the workspace directory. So go to the workspace directory. So under workspace directory, so how many folders we can see now under workspace directory? So we have two projects, right? So how many directories we can see under workspace directory? Can you tell me? So under jobs directory, we have two folders for two projects. Okay, for two projects, we have two folders. Now I'm in workspace directory. So how many folders I can see here? Check ls. Only one folder, only one project details I have. Because when the workspace is going to be created for the project, the workspace for the project will be created once we build the project. Okay, after building the project only, the workspace will be created. So still we didn't build our new project, just we created the project. Okay, so that is the reason why under workspace directory the folder is still not created. Okay, so now here what is the purpose here? What with this help of this project, what we are doing, our intention here is, okay, our intention here is so to pull the source code. Okay, so to pull the source code from our SCM repository to the Jenkins server. Okay, so pulling the source code from SCM repository like GitHub to the Jenkins server. That is our purpose here. Okay, so now, so go to the GitHub repository. So go to the GitHub repository. So github.com. github.com. Here I'm taking ARSR. So this is the one which will have very simple code. Okay. So I think you already forked this one, right? Okay. So you already forked this one, right? ARSR. So this will have a very simple code. Okay. And the code will be available under my app. Under my app, you can see SRC. Under SRC, main Java, tester Java. So these are the this is where we'll have code. Okay, so pom.xml file is there. So all the files are there. So this particular repository I need. Okay, my intention is I need this particular repository. Okay, so into my Jenkins server. So what is the code I have, right? So everything I need here. Everything I want to pull into my Jenkins server. Okay, whatever we have, right? So everything I want to pull into my Jenkins server. Okay, so for that reason, I am trying to create one Git Git checkout project. Okay, so just give the description here. So this is a Git checkout project to pull the code, pull the code from GitHub repo. So GitHub repo. Okay, so we're trying to pull the code from GitHub repo. So in this project, that is the purpose we are creating. Okay, so now, so where we have to define this SCM repo details, this GitHub repo details. So we can, this is the repository, right? This is the link. This is the repo link. Okay, so this is the GitHub repo link. So copy the link, and we have to define this link under source code management section. Under source code management section, so you can see Git. So under Git, we have to give this. We have to provide this URL. Okay, so we have to provide this GitHub repo URL. So you see, ARSR Maven Hello World. This is the repository. So we are trying to pull into our Jenkins server. Okay, so from our SCM repository, we are trying to pull this code into our Jenkins server. That is the thing we are trying to do here. Okay, so credentials not required if the repository is public repository. Otherwise, we have to provide the credentials, and this is the important. Okay, so for every Git repo, so we can see different types of different branches, right? So from which branch we have to get the code. So in this particular repository, we have only one branch. Okay, so that is the master branch only. Okay, so and define the branch name as master only. Okay, so, so now here already by default branch will be master only. If there is a change in the branch, we have to change the branch name also. Okay, so that's it. What we did here, so we defined SCM tool, we defined SCM repository. So that's it. Nothing is required here. Okay, just I'm trying to add some I'm trying to print some message here. Once my project got built, right? So whenever I trigger my project, I am trying to print some message. So how can we print the message? What is the Linux command you can use to print the message? So what is the Linux command to print the message? So echo, right? Echo.
Echo, yeah, echo, yeah.
This is a Git checkout project. Git checkout project. Okay, so just I'm printing something here. Okay, so that's it. No need to add anything. So apply the changes. So one more thing here is still we didn't create a workspace. Okay, under workspace there is this project is not there. Okay, so now apply the changes, save the changes. So we did some configuration changes, right? So now go to the jobs directory, check whether these changes are getting reflected or not under jobs directory. So go to the jobs directory. So under jobs directory, go to the git checkout project. So cd git checkout project. Under git checkout project, you can see config.xml. So cat config.xml file. You see, here we have given one echo command, right? So you can see the echo command. Check where we have the echo command. Branch is, this is the so this is the description. Okay, this is the description we have, and we defined the GitHub repo, right? So we defined GitHub repo. Okay, so this is the GitHub repo we defined. Okay, so github.com /x7 ARSR319 Maven hello world. Okay, this is the URL. This is the GitHub repo URL we have given, and here you can see the echo message. This is the echo message we have given. Okay, this is git checkout project. This is the echo message we have given ports also, right? So everything is getting reflected under config.xml file. Okay, so now we are ready to get the source code into our Jenkins machine. Okay, Jenkins server. So now go to the workspace directory. Okay, so cd workspace. Okay, so under workspace directory we have only one project now. So go to the project, trigger the project. So you can see the build history. Why it is loading? Okay, so you can see the build history. No builds are there, no builds are there. And go to the dashboard, go to the dashboard once. So we create a new project, right? So we can see the new project from the dashboard also. And you see the git checkout project is getting reflected on the dashboard also. So status not built, still we didn't build, and last success, last failure, last iteration, these details not available. Okay, so like this, whenever we create any project, right, the particular project summary we can see on the dashboard. Now go to the project, go to the git checkout project. Okay, so as of now, no builds, no builds are there. Just try to build the project. Click on build now. So I think build is in progress. You see, so you can see a build is in progress. Build got completed. So go to the console output. Click on the green tick mark. Okay, so this is the console output. Building in workspace. Now you see workspace got created. Now go to the workspace directory. So check for ls. You see, so here we have git checkout project. Workspace got created. Okay, so as the workspace got created, we are able to see that folder under workspace directory. After that, what it is doing? Cloning the repository. Which repository it is trying to clone? So Jenkins is trying to clone ARSR319 repository. Okay, so now cloning got successfully completed. Okay, so it cloned our repository. So whenever we clone the repository, so whatever the details we have on the GitHub repo, right, everything we can see on the Jenkins server also. So now we have git checkout, right? So try to go to the git checkout project. So go to the git checkout project. So under this, you see, so whatever we have on our Jenkins, on our GitHub URL, on GitHub repo, everything we can see here. We have test2 my app pom.xml file, readme.md, test1. So all these things, how we got this? So we got this from here. Okay, so you see my app test2 pom.xml file readme.md test1. So all these things got pulled into our Jenkins server. Okay, under my app we have src, right? So under my app we have src, right? Similarly, so go to my app here. So we have my app, right? My app is a directory. So go to my app. So under my app, check what we have. You see, we have pom.xml file. Under my app, we have pom.xml file. So under my app, we have pom.xml file. So and we have src also. We have src also. You see, we have src also. Now go to the src. Go to src. Okay, so check ls. So under src, we have main and test. Two folders are there. The same thing you can see here. Go to src. Under src, we have main, test. Two folders are there. Okay, so now go to the main. So now go to the main. So what we have under main? Under main we have Java code, source code. Okay. So under main check ls. You see Java, we have Java. So the same thing you can see here. So under main we have Java. Under Java we have com. So these things, the same structure you can see on the server also. So under main we have Java. Go to the Java. So you can see com. So the same structure, same structure we can see. Similarly, so go to the test Java. So ls under src we have test also, right? So go to the test. So under test Java, so all the test cases will be available. So we have Java, right? So go to the Java. Under test Java, all the test cases will be available. Okay. So means whatever we have on our GitHub repository, everything we cloned into our Jenkins server. Okay, so this operation completed now. So whatever we have on the SCM repository, so everything is available in the Git checkout, means in the Jenkins server. Everything is available in the Jenkins server. Okay, so now what we have to do? So once we have code ready in the Jenkins server, okay, so then we can perform the next operations. What we have to do next? So we are going to compile the code. Okay, so we are going to validate the test cases. We are going to package the code. Okay, so these operations we are trying to perform. Okay, so here, so the next operations we have here is, so as the code is ready, as the code is available, we are going to compile the code, compile and validate the test cases, validate the test cases, and we are going to package the code, package. So these operations we can perform now. Okay, because we have source code readily available. Okay, now so this is the dependency. Once we have source code, we are going to do the compilation. If compilation is success, we are going to do the validate the test cases. If test cases are successfully executed, we are going to package the code. Once we package the code, we will get the artifacts. We'll get the artifacts. So these stages we have to perform. Okay, now to perform these stages, so we already discussed. So Jenkins will not perform these stages directly. Okay, so how the Jenkins is going to do these stages? Okay, so Jenkins cannot perform compilation, Jenkins cannot perform testing, Jenkins cannot perform packaging. So what this Jenkins will do? In the Jenkins will take the help of the third party tools, other tools to perform these activities. Okay, so Jenkins will take the help of the build automation tool like Maven. Okay, so with the help of the Maven only, Jenkins will do these operations. Okay, so with the help of the Maven only, Jenkins will perform the build operation. So these stages we are calling as a build, right? These stages we are calling as the build. Okay, so this build operation will be performed with the help of the Maven. Okay, so this build phase, to complete this build phase, we are going to use Maven. Maven is a build automation tool. Okay, so by using the Maven, we can perform compilation, testing, packaging. So what this Jenkins will do? Jenkins just it is going to trigger the Maven. Okay, So Jenkins will trigger the Maven and Maven will perform the required operations. Okay. Now, so if you want to work with the Maven, so whatever the third party tool we are trying to use, so that tool we need on our server. Okay. On our Jenkins server, we need that tool. Then only Jenkins will take the help of that tool and Jenkins will perform the required activities. Jenkins can trigger that particular tool. Okay. Sorry. So to check whether we have Maven, so to check the Maven, whether we have Maven or not, mvn hyphen hyphen version. This is the command mvn hyphen hyphen version. This is the command we have to use. Command not found. Okay. So Maven is not there. We don't have Maven. Okay. So if the Maven is not there, then how can we use the Maven to perform these activities? To perform these activities, how can we use the Maven? Okay, we cannot use Maven. Okay, so for that reason, what we have to do is we have to install the Maven in our Jenkins server. In our server, we have to install the Maven. Once Maven is available, with the help of the Maven, we can build our project. We can perform the build operation. Okay, so now, so what is this Maven is? If you go here, you can see some information about the Maven. So what is this Maven is? So Maven is a tool that is used to compile, validate the test cases, and okay, so and analyze the code. Okay, so these are the operations performed by the Maven. Okay, Maven is a tool used to compile, validate code, and analyze the test cases in the code. That is, these things will be performed by the Maven. Maven will perform these operations. Okay, and here, so he to work with Maven, right? So Maven always take the help of the PAM file. Maven always take the help of the PAM file. PAM.xml file we are calling PAM.xml. This is the XML file. Okay. So now, so what is this PAM.xml file is a project object model. So full form is project object model. So whenever we are trying to build any project with the help of the Maven, we need pom.xml file. Without pom.xml file, we cannot perform anything here. Maven always take the reference of the pom.xml file to perform any activity. Okay, with the help of the pom.xml file only, Maven will do anything. Okay, so now Maven projects are configured through project object model. Okay, so this pom.xml file contains documentation for all of the objects, properties, methods, events, libraries. Okay, so goals, everything will be available, everything will be defined under pom.xml file. Okay, so whatever the information we need for our project, right? So all the information will be included in the pom.xml file. Okay, now here,
So this pom.xml file is auto-generated file.
yeah, so this pom.xml file we are going to get from the developers. Okay, so no need to bother about this. So dev team will provide the pom.xml file. Okay, dev
Uh,
team will provide provide this file. Okay, so dev team will take care of the file. So whatever the contents, whatever the goals, whatever the libraries, so whatever we need to include in the pom.xml file, so everything will be taken care of the development team. So they will provide this pom.xml file. Okay, so just they will push the pom.xml file into our SCM repository. You see, we have SCM repository, right? So into this SCM repository, they will push the pom.xml file. Okay, so this pom.xml file, Maven will take the reference and Maven will try to build the project. We are not going to do anything on the pom.xml file. Okay, so no need to bother about this pom.xml file. So the configuration and details. So no need to bother. So everything will be provided by the dev team only. So what we are doing here, just we are configuring the project. Just we are going to configure our project. That is the thing we are doing here. Okay. So now with the help of the pom.xml file, so we'll perform the required operations here. And now, so while working with Maven, right, we have to follow some structure. We'll discuss the structure also. And if you see here, so try to access this pom.xml file. Click on this pom.xml file. So you see what we have under pom.xml file. So under pom.xml file, so we'll have project information. Okay, so project ID, group ID, version. Okay, so version ID, these details will be available. Artifact ID details. Okay, so these details will be available. And the dependencies, whatever the dependencies our dev team is using in this particular project, the dependencies, like you see they are using JUnit. So what is this JUnit will do? This is a testing tool, right? So just to do the unit testing. So we are going to use a JUnit package. So, okay. So this JUnit, they added JUnit as one of the dependency. Okay. So checker framework. This is another dependency they added. So like that, these things will be taken care by our development team only. Just they will provide the pom.xml file. Okay. So what we have under this pom.xml file? So this pom.xml file will have the project information. Okay. So group ID, artifact ID, dependencies. Okay. So what are the dependencies we are going to use? So the dependencies. Okay. Plugins. Okay. So plugins information. You see here they are using one of the plugin here. Okay. So plugins information, dependencies, goals. Okay, what are the goals defined? The goals also going to be defined under pom.xml file. Okay, so these things will be taken care by the development team. No need to bother about this pom.xml file. Okay, so this pom.xml file is the reference. So for our Maven. Okay, once we have Maven available, so Maven will take the help of the pom.xml file to perform the build operation. Okay, so under pom.xml file, again we are going to define the different types of goals. Goals means, so what action the Maven has to perform. Goals represent the what action, whether the Maven has to perform the compilation, or Maven has to perform the testing, or Maven has to perform the packaging. So that goals will be defined under pom.xml file. Okay, so with the pom.xml file, again we have two types of pom.xml file. Okay, so one is a parent pom. Okay, so we'll have parent pom. So parent pom will be available. Okay, there will be parent pom.xml file. So under parent pom.xml file, so at the project level, the required configuration we are going to define, and we'll have child pom.xml file also. Okay, child pom.xml file also. You can have multiple child pom.xml files also. Okay, so in our case, you see, so this is the parent pom.xml file. So we have in this particular repository, right? We have pom.xml file, right? So this is a parent pom.xml file. So similarly, you can see a child. We have one more pom.xml file here, right? So this is like a child parent child pom.xml file. Okay, so like that, there will be different types of pom.xml files. So these files will be provided by the development team. They will add the required configuration details in the pom.xml file. Okay, so once we got the pom.xml file, we are going to configure our project, and we are going to build the project. So in the build process, right? So if sometimes, so the development team will miss some of the libraries. Okay, so they will miss some of the dependencies. They will miss some of the properties. In that case, what will happen? So build is going to fail. Okay, so what are the build we are trying to perform, right? So that build will fail. So if the development team missed anything, like if they missed libraries defined, and if they missed that is plugins. Okay, so dependencies, whatever it is. Okay, if they miss, or if they mention some wrong dependencies, if they mention some wrong libraries, in that case also our build is going to fail. Okay, so as a DevOps engineer, what we have to do? So we have to identify the reason. So whenever build got failed, right? So here in our case, so from the console output, we can easily identify the reason for the failure, and we have to send these notifications to the respective development team. Okay, so then the development team will take care of the will take care to fix this particular build failure. Okay, so while working with Jenkins, I will see different types of build failures. So one is if something missed in the pom.xml file, and if something is wrong with the source code, in that situation build will fail. Okay, so in that case what we have to do is we are going to notify the respective development team. Respective development team will try to fix that bugs. Okay, and another way of another situation where our build is going to fail is, so if there is a configuration mismatch. Okay, if there is a configuration mismatch, means in my Jenkins server I am using some Java. Okay, so Java X version, but for my application I need some Java Y version. Means if there is a mismatch in the version, okay, then the build is going to fail. If the build fails due to mismatch in the version, that is the configuration details, right? So that thing we have to take care. So if the build failures due to the configuration changes, that failures we have to take care. As a DevOps engineer, we have to take care. Okay, so like that, we'll see different build failures in the real time. Okay, so we'll try to create the remaining projects in the coming sessions. So any doubts up to now?
It's a good from my.
Okay, so that's for today. Mostly tomorrow also we'll have class. Is it okay if we have tomorrow class?
Yes, sure.
I will
Same
let you
time?
know. The same time, same time.
Oh, yeah, sure. No problem.
Okay, I will let you know. So if there is a no class, I will inform. Okay,
Okay, sure,
mostly tomorrow we have class.
sure.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for